And to me, that it encompasses the whole concept of the FDC program. So I couldn't pick a chapter or something from the chapter because to me it was all encompassing. And so I'm just going to read a little bit of it. It says, within each person lies a bone deep longing for freedom, safety, self-respect, hope, and the chance to make an important contribution to one's family, community, and the world to live fully. We each need ways to express this powerful, natural longing. And then after that, I put the perfect balance is a big thing. So I'm a big advocate when it comes to women. And of course, that's because I'm a woman. I believe that, well, one, I'm a transformational soul coach and a health, integrative health specialist. And so what I do is I look at a woman's story. For some, it's hard to do because it means that I have to address some things, I have to feel some things, I have to go through some things. And it's not for everybody. For me, that was what I did to get where I'm at. And so how I look at it is that in everybody's story, there's maybe some kind of trauma or some kind of experience that caused some pain.
Mm-hmm.
When I think about pain, I don't think about pain in the sense that I know that it hurts or that it causes an emotion or a reaction, but I find the treasure in it because I believe in pain in every experience, that there's some light in it. There are lessons that can be learned, and those lessons are invaluable. There's something that cannot be, you can't get that just by scraping the surface. You have to go into the bone. You have to get deep into it. You have to peel back the layers like an onion. You have to peel back the layers to get to the information that's needed. And so what I do is, in my capacity as a leader, is that I help women to identify, right, the value in the valley. And I call those places the valley because when we go through things in our lives, right, we have to go to the valley, the lower places, in order to come up outside of it and to reap the benefits of it. And so in each story, I look at it as the soul, right? When we experience a traumatic event, and the way I look at it is that our souls are scarred. And it leaves like a dark patch or like a little crevice that's dark. But when I look at it, there's this, in each crack, there's a light. And to me, that's the spirit. That's where everything that I need, everything that I want, everything that I desire is in that place. And I can't get to it if I'm not courageous enough, if I'm not bold enough, if I'm not authentic enough to go inside and dig. Right? So with the bone deep longing, that's where the answers are. I'm the mother of 10 children. I was homeless in the street. I slept on the trains with my children. I ate out of soup kitchens. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I'm a survivor of substance abuse. I'm a survivor. And I don't like to use the word survivor because to me that's kind of small. I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior. Because if I say I'm survivor, then that means I'm still attached. And I can't be attached because I have to move forward. So I'm a warrior. So in that, my story, right, I found that, on my picture, I have a picture of a little girl, right? My childhood wasn't great. It was filled with a lot of pain. And so this little girl, this wasn't me back then. A lot of pain, a lot of sadness, a lot of crying. However, as an adult, as a woman, I wanted to live purposefully. I wanted to live fully awakened in every moment. I didn't want anything to interfere with my living and breathing in my purpose and using my gifts and talents to help others. So I had to go inside myself in those crevices and attach myself and connect to the bone deep longing, which I believe is the light of my spirit. It's my spirit. And when I did that, I was in a fetal position. I did cry. I did holler. I did kick. However, The little girl that I once thought was weak because she allowed somebody to violate her, right? I realized she wasn't really weak. Because if she was weak, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today. And that's only because I was courageous enough and tired enough, because I had hit. They say when you hit rock bottom, the pain outweighs the pleasure. See, I can't attach pleasure to pain because that causes me to go back to the pain. So I had to get rock bottom with it, and I had to say, no, the pain outweighed the pain. And so when the pain outweighed the pain, then I said enough is enough. And so today, the little girl, right, because I think you all know, I'm very youthful. I'm very like, yeah, let's do this, boo. Ah, you know, that's just me, right? However, people wouldn't realize or believe I'm 52. They wouldn't believe that I'm the mother of 10 children. My oldest son is 36, my youngest is 17. They wouldn't believe that I'm the grandmother of 12 grandchildren. They wouldn't believe that I can ride my bike 35 miles. They wouldn't believe that I study martial arts. They wouldn't believe. There's so many things that they wouldn't believe, right? But this wasn't always me. Years ago, I was walking on crutches and I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue. I could barely get out of my bed to go to the bathroom. My youngest daughters had to help me to bathe, to eat, to take care of myself. But when I became sick and tired, and that's only because of the longing though, that longing spoke so deeply to my soul and through my soul that I had to get up and I had to answer that call. Because I didn't want to leave here, right, not experiencing life. I didn't want to leave here without living purposefully. So I got out of my bed. I made the changes. I started eating healthy. I started meditating. I started journaling. I started dancing, right? I started doing those things to feed my soul and to answer the calling of my spirit. And when I did that, Stephanie, you did the cycling. The first workout I did was Shaun T's Insanity. That's what I did. I'm a rebel like that. I just break it, you know. And then my life began to transform. So I speak to the vision of women. I speak to the vision and purpose of women. I speak to that power center. You probably know the Dantian right here. The power center, which is located just inches below the navel, but right where the uterus, where our womb, where we give birth, where life is. That's where I speak, so that I can help women to learn how to give birth to themselves. Because we are constantly rebirthing ourselves. But the question is what are you giving birth to? Are you giving birth to life, or are you giving birth to death? It's all the beginning. It's all the beginning. It's all the decision. So for me, the bone deep longing is a lifetime thing. I will constantly and continuously dig deep, because there are 4 women that I aspire to, right? Maya Angelou, she used her story of silence to speak volumes that will forever grace the universe. I aspire to Oprah Winfrey. She went back into her story, because it's all about the story. That's where the treasures are. She used her story to become a living legend. Lisa Nichols, she was told never to speak, and that she couldn't write because of dyslexia and other, issues with, educational stuff. However, she's a world-renowned speaker. Work with the best of them to create their business programs and brands. And the 4th woman, I'm aspiring to be me. I am the greatest story that will ever be told. Because nobody can tell my story like me. Nobody can walk in my shoes like me. And see, I cannot aspire to be them if I'm uncomfortable with being myself. I love every part of my story. I do not pick and choose what I like. and what I don't like, because I'll be cheating myself. And I'm 52. 25 years of my life gone. I don't know what happened. I know mothering was in there somewhere, but I don't know what happened because I was so busy living foolishly. But then I don't want to say that because I learned from those things. So today, right, because my youngest is 17, she's going to college. I'm getting ready to relocate to Georgia this summer. I'm single, sexy, and free. And I'm sorry. And no, I'm not sorry. It's true. It's true. For the first time in my life, I'm living. I am truly, truly living. And so that's what I'm doing for me. And my suggestion is, I encourage, like I said, everybody's may not have the wherewithal to go into their story. And when I say go into the story, you don't necessarily have to do it like I did, but learn to embrace the value in the valley, so that it can take you to be the bold leaders that you were born to be. Because you're not becoming leaders. We're already that. We just have to take the tools and the resources and the support to make it so. So that's
good. Let's give Tijuana a hand.